Hi guys, Sandra here from Create in Spain, and no, your eyes are not deceiving you. I have a scan and cut on my desk. This is an old one. It's a 2015 model, and my husband saw it going for sale secondhand and said, "Oh, is this of any interest to you?" And first of all I thought, nah, probably not. And then I thought, well, actually, just for the ability to scan and cut stamped images, it would be quite handy. I rang the lady who was selling it and asked her why she was selling it. She said, "Oh, well, I've never used it." And I said, "But it's a 2015 machine." And she said, well, it was given to her by a friend who wasn't very well and was giving up crafting, and she'd put it in a cupboard and she'd never actually used it. She'd bought a couple of mats for it, a couple of blades for it, but she'd not used it. And I thought, well, okay, sometimes that happens. And I said, "Is it working okay?" And she said, "Yeah, it's fine." You know, she just didn't want to bother to learn how to use it. Now, I don't like to think it, but I just have the sneaking feeling that she knew that it didn't work. It just occurred to me that if you've bought two mats and a couple of blades, you would surely have actually tried it out. I mean, these things are easy enough to use. Anyway, got it home, unpacked it and everything, switched on, went to load one of the new mats and it wasn't accepting the mat. And the reason it wasn't accepting the mat was because when the mat was put in, it was only going in one side. The right hand side wasn't drawing in the mat because the whole bar was loose on the right hand side. I think what probably happened is somebody dropped it. Now, maybe she tried to put a mat in, couldn't put a mat in, and thought, well, this is a load of rubbish. You know, I can't be bothered. Or maybe she realised that it didn't work, that there was a fault with it. I honestly don't know. But anyway, since I happen to be married to an ex-electronic engineer, I just got my husband to take it apart for me. I'm telling you this simply because if you're in the same position and one of these things stops working, it's worth, if it's out of warranty anyway, taking the cover off and having a look. Because on the right hand side here, there was a little piece of plastic with a spring, and it was pretty obvious that this rod had come out of its housing. It had all shifted slightly to the left, and therefore this rod wasn't secured, and therefore it couldn't roll the mat in. So I think we probably spent about 20 minutes in total and sorted it out, got it working. No spare parts, no nothing. It was just a case of getting a screwdriver in there and wiggling a few things around in order to actually get it seated again. I know it's working perfectly fine. I decided I couldn't stand all the yellow plastic which was on here, but unfortunately my husband said it wasn't a good idea to take it apart again in order to spray paint it, because the ribbon inside isn't designed to be taken off time and time again. So he said it's probably not a good idea to take it apart. What I decided to do was to mask off most of it and spray paint the back, the sides. And oddly enough, this paint pretty much matches the trim. That wasn't done on purpose. I decided to go for a different tactic altogether, and I've blinged it. And I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but it's definitely looking quite blingy now. I can tolerate this part of it being a slightly off-white, because most of the time it's not on display, but I just couldn't stand all that yellowed plastic on the top. Now, there is a method that you can use apparently for restoring yellowed plastic. It involves a cream of hydrogen peroxide, i.e. the stuff that you bleach your hair with, and using sunlight or a UV lamp. But again, that isn't something that I wanted to do to this if I couldn't take the plastic off and do it without affecting anything else. So I just thought, well, I've got all this blingy stuff, I'll just use that to cover it. And it's done the job. It's taken a morning for me to get this to a state where I'd be happy to have it on my desk. But that's it. I'm now done. So for €55 and a few bits and pieces that we already had, I've got myself a working scan and cut. Okay, that's it. Take care. I'll see you again soon.